When I was deployed, it turned my wife into a single parent. Being away so much, kind of all fell onto my wife's shoulders. Being able to just rely on the people here to take care of her vehicle. Phil Long has always gone above and beyond. It just made the process 10 times easier. Phil Long didn't just take care of my vehicles, they took care of my family when it mattered the most.
To our veterans, active duty military, and their families, thank you.
All right, my friends, we are heading toward big changes here as we head into the weekend, and I am going to draw a couple things on the map here and show you where the pieces are coming from that we are watching. One of them is this swirl off the coast of California. The other thing is this northwest flow that has been here just for seems like weeks on end now. That's where the Arctic air is going to come from. That spreads all the way down the eastern slopes of the Rocky Mountains and is going to end up here down across the deep south. As this subtropical moisture comes over the top of that, it's going to be a big, big mess down here in the south with some ice, and you get far enough north of the front, there will be some snow. So what can we expect here as we move toward big changes here that start to move in late on Thursday? I mean, we had a couple high clouds floating across the region on Wednesday. I think we get something similar overnight and into Thursday with not much in the way of cloud cover around. As we head into tomorrow morning, kind of chilly out across the far eastern plains, and that is the leading edge of some of the cooler air. We'll do a little bit of a fight tomorrow. We'll be a little bit warmer up against the hills where we'll have some 20s on the eastern slopes, and then it just depends where you are in the mountains. Typical mountain valleys being the cold spots, and then, the hillsides being a little bit warmer. Notice how Denver and Kiowa tomorrow probably don't hit 40. So we've got this cool air that starts funneling in during the afternoon. So after lunchtime, the farther north and east you are, the more you'll notice the temperatures start to drop. And it'll be a nice day over the mountains, although there will be some wind that we will contend with some gusts to around, let's say 30 miles per hour or so. As we move into early Friday morning, here comes the true Arctic air. So we get two fronts. One moves in tomorrow afternoon, kind of east to west, but then early Friday morning, the Arctic air comes in, and that is going to come with some gusts as well. You can see behind the front, again, it'll be moving this way. We'll get some gusts between 20 and 30 miles per hour. And that, with the cold air coming in, gives it the extra that actually is going to make it a little bit dangerous to be outside. So let's check out what things are going to look like from a temperature perspective. So here's Friday morning at 6 o'clock. The Arctic front is moving westward, and we've got single digits behind it. I think for a lot of us, whatever the temperatures are when you wake up on Friday, I'm talking east of the mountains here, is probably going to be your high temperature for the day, because if anything, the numbers are just going to go down as we move through the day. And as we get into Friday night, we'll see some areas below zero. And you can see the mountain areas really not dealing with that yet. Although during the day Friday, that air is going to move westward across Bighorn Canyon, and it's going to probably get into the upper Arkansas River Valley here at some point. But it probably won't make it into Alamosa because it's too shallow. Getting over La Veta Pass, got to be high enough. What is that, 8,500 feet or so? And it's probably not going to be high enough to get down in there, at least through Friday. Then into Saturday morning, we're single digits above and below zero east of the mountains. Big contrast over the high country. But you throw in the wind here, and that's what is going to make it dangerous to be outside. Because check out the wind chill as we move into early Friday morning and the arrival of that Arctic air come in. Obviously, the wind chill is going to be lower than the temperatures, and we get quite a few spots here. I think maybe around 10 below zero here as we hit the afternoon, and these might be a couple degrees too high, to be honest with you. So that really is my concern. It's one of those situations where you do need to be prepared for the outdoor activities. In terms of snow, now as this Arctic air comes in, we may see some flurries, some light snow showers. The computer model here is picking up on the larger scale lift that spreads across the area as we move through the day on Friday. So even though it's not really being picked up here, there may be some flurries, there usually is. as this Arctic air comes in. We'll certainly have quite a bit of cloud cover around. But even where we don't get the Arctic air, we get snow over the mountains. That's good news. We need snow across the high country. And then as we head into early Saturday morning, we see it start to fill in. And I think Saturday is going to be sort of the snowiest day, kind of over the mountains and across the lower elevations. And this will be an airy, fluffy snow east of the mountains that doesn't take much to accumulate. And then we'll kind of get that out of here as we head from Saturday night into Sunday morning. And Sunday morning, I think over the mountains and the plains might be the coldest time frame, especially if we clear out quick, like we're kind of showing here. So, snow amounts. It doesn't take much to get a couple inches here over the plains, but in general, you get away from the higher terrain, you're probably only going to get an inch or two. And then you get up against the mountains, and right here on the eastern slopes of the Rockies, there's a couple things kind of happening. We have upslope flow from the Arctic front into the terrain. The temperature for making snow is about perfect, so it'll be airy stuff, easy to accumulate a couple of inches. And we have that large-scale lift coming over the top. So there might be some spots that get between 6 and 12 inches, maybe a little bit more than that. That'll be the case back over the mountain areas as well. Some of our mountains will get more than a foot. It won't be the windiest storm, though, here once it starts snowing, and so you'll be able to get around the high country, I think. And we've still got some work to do on the Front Range, and I'll really hone in on that on Thursday. But I think the farther east you are, more likely to be 1 to 3, and then maybe 3 to 6, something like that, as you get into the hills. Again, more on that over the next couple days. So I haven't really changed too much in the forecast here. And if you haven't downloaded the Peaks to Plains weather app yet, you should. peakstoplainsweather.com. I've got lists here of what I did was the likelihood of getting more than 4 inches of snow. I kind of took this and did some probability forecasting with that. You can check that out. Just scroll down to the bottom of the homepage or click on the blog on the top. It is there as well. I kind of listed out most of the towns across Colorado. I know everybody likes seeing their town, and I'll start putting those on the maps here over the next 24 hours as well.